The topic of habits of the mind is the intellectual life, especially its integral nature. First, thinking is integral to our call to be what God wants us to be. God calls every one of us to think and to do so as well as we can. We are to love God with our mind as well as with our heart and soul and strength. Luke chapter 10, verse 27. How we ever thought otherwise is not the topic of this book. That fact, which should but does not astonish us, has been covered very well by others, such as Mark Knoll. Here I am much more interested in getting on with our call to love God with our minds by thinking as well as we can, with the intelligence with which we are endowed. Some of us, however, are called specially to a life of the mind. It is not a call that makes us either better or worse, but it is a call that must be heeded. For as Os Guinness says, a life lived listening to the decisive call of God is a life lived before one audience that trumps all others, the audience of one. The caller is God. The central goal of this book is to identify, describe, and encourage those habits of the mind that are central to fulfilling our call to glorify God by thinking well. Second, thinking is rarely a matter of cold, heartless, calculating logic. Thinking feels. Sometimes when I am reading and thinking while reading, my mind becomes so hot, so affected by the implications of the ideas that I stop to cool off. John Henry Newman talks about the mind enraptured by the music of the spheres. A.G. Sertiange speaks of being lifted on the downy wings of truth. There is indeed a unity between thinking and feeling. Unity, in fact, stands behind all aspects of our human being. I have, therefore, let my emotions be displayed as I agonize and play, think and feel, through a major theme of this book, how thinking feels. So this is a very personal book, the most personal I have written. I have not hesitated to convey my feelings, my emotions, about the subjects I am dealing with. Moreover, I think I am learning to trust my emotions and even my gut feelings, willing to put them on display. Some might say that I am learning to be vulnerable, a term reflecting, in part and sadly, the move toward a therapeutic understanding of Christian faith. But should anyone conclude that this is really happening, be it known, I shall battle them long and hard with all the abstract intellect at my personal disposal. So there. As I was writing this book, I had the privilege of lecturing in the Miguel de Unamuno room in the University of Salamanca. Oddly, the topic was responsible technology, an analysis of the implications of technology on our social destiny. I picture Unamuno listening from the walls. What did he think? Whatever it was, one thing would have been clear. His thought would have been flavored by passion. It is not enough to think about our destiny. It must be felt, he wrote. So I too would long for those who read this present book. Let your thoughts be felt. Let your feelings be thought. Our goal will be Unamuno's goal, to speak as and to address the man of flesh and bone, the man who is born, suffers, and dies, above all, who dies, the man who eats and drinks and plays and sleeps and thinks and wills, the man who is seen and heard, the brother, the real brother. Third, thinking well is integral to acting righteously. Truth and spirituality are of a piece. To know the truth is to do it. There is no dichotomy between the two. To be spiritual is to know/do the truth. So my primary goal in this book is to encourage you to think more and better than you did before reading it, to strive toward the perfection of the intellect, to enjoy the proper habits of the mind. Though I discuss some specific biblical, theological, and philosophic notions, I am far more interested in stimulating good Christian thinking and prompting it to be put into action than I am in propagating a set of ideas.